When will that come up on there? Do I have to refresh that page to get that to come?
Yeah, that's what I normally do.
Oh no, look, it's there. I've clicked on it.
Are you using clear stickles?
Emma, I'm just trying to work out how to do this at the moment. Because that's there, but I can't get that to come up there. God. Where is it? Have I got to refresh the page? Let's refresh the page. Reload this page. Hello, sorry if anybody's joined. I haven't seen you. I'm trying differently tonight because Emma wants to craft along. So I am.
You can still do it.
I've got another computer and I'm trying to find the live. Oh, there it is. Aha, aha, aha. Click on that.
Hello. Hello, baby.
Click to expand. There we go. Click to enter full screen. Oh, there's some messages. There's some comments. I don't know. Do I have to keep moving this?
If you leave it at the bottom.
Hi, Anne. Hi, Noreen. Hi, Dawn. I don't know if my arm's in the way. Why is that not on?
Do you want to click play?
Oh, I thought I'd clicked play.
I just scrolled it to the bottom.
Hold on a minute. This is more. Hi, Sue. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Kaylee. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sarah John. Hi, Gail. Hi, Susan. Hi, Sarah Lou. Hi, Tina. Hi, Susan. Hi, Tom. Now, I'm hoping that's now going to move down as it goes. Why is that? Why am I not moving on the screen?
Who knows?
Oh, this could be fun.
Oh, you are moving.
Am I? Oh, I'm just. Oh, I was clicking.
You're
I am
behind.
moving. I'm behind.
There you go.
I'm
There
going
you
to
go,
have.
another comment.
Right, I'm going to have to really not look at myself on the screen and just
Do you want
look
me
at the
to turn
comments.
the phone off?
Oh yes, please. Yeah.
I'll
Hi,
make sure
Jenny. So I'm going to try to craft and read comments at the same time so that Emma can craft along. So I hope everybody's had a good day and having a good evening. I've brought out tonight some of the tag dies. It's really weird seeing yourself being behind yourself, if you know what I mean. So I really have to not look at it. And I have, I'll have a look here. So we've got the set of the tags and banners from Bee Crafty. Hi, Ganilla. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And hi, Joe. And I've made 3 different. What have I just knocked off there? An ink pad that I need. I can't even see where it's gone. Oh, now I've just knocked all the stamps down. Having fun. Emma, could you go around there, please, and see if you can find that little ink pad for me? Thank you. Oh dear. This is me trying to be different tonight. See, it's not working so far. Hi, Maxine. So yeah, I've got 3 different tag books that I've made. All 3 of them, none of them are my design as such. I have this one here, this tag album, to thank Gail for, who's in the group, because she, when I said last week that I was going to be doing a tag book, she shared with me the tag album that she'd made. So I've created my version of how I think it's made, and so I will be showing briefly how to do the spine, and then I thought I would decorate a tag to go in the album. This one here is a binding that I saw Dina Wakely do on one of her lives, but she got it from somebody else. She did say who she'd got the idea from, but I can't remember who it was. Hello, Gabrielle. And so I thought I'd show you just binding a few pages together. This one's really good if you want an actual journal to journal in, because it sits nice and flat to work in. And so, and every page does that because of the way it's bound. And I've sort of started by just adding some bits and bobs. So I've painted some of my pages with black gesso, and I thought maybe next week I might do a bit of decorating of those, so that you can, it's really handy little journals if you want to try different techniques and things out. So I've done some with black gesso. These ones I haven't done. Mine's are really untidy in the middle, and I'm sure there's probably better ways of doing that. I've covered some with some washi tape and then put a bit of gesso on the top, and then some I've just covered in washi tape, and then some I've done some white gesso. You standing there for a reason, Emma?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking. I thought you wanted something. So I'll show you how to do a few pages to bind with that. And the other one I made, now this I was inspired by Sally, who's on the design team. She had some samples when I think it was the Moon and Stars, because that's when the tag dies came out, I do believe, was when the Moons and Stars went on her chanda. And she'd made a hi Gail, she'd made a sample with using the tags like this. So I've added a little closure on, but this is a really simple one. I'm not going to show you how to do this one because it really is that really quite a simple way. So this is just literally cutting the largest tag, and I just zigzagged with some washi tape. Now I did actually use an acrylic glue to stick the washi tape down just to make sure it was properly stuck. And all I did was I laid the tag down, left a little bit of a gap in between so that it had the movement, and then I've just fixed it with washi tape on both sides. And then I've put, how many have I put? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, crikey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I put 8 together, but I mean, you could do it as small or as big as you want. And then just zigzagged it together. I've added just a hole to each end just so that you could tie it. But you could, if you wanted to make it more of a proper book, you could even stick like your pages there together, and that one together, and that one together, and you could have it as an actual little book as well, and then you could stick something behind to actually make it into a proper book. So that's just another idea, and I'm going to give that one to Emma because she's going to use that to craft along with. So I was also just going to quickly actually show you how I store my dies. I have those folders. I think there's lots of different companies do them. I've got all different brands, but you get the magnetic sheets in the plastic wallet. But what I do is when I get mine, I take them out of the packaging, I cut the bit that gives me the information off, and I usually write down how many dies there are, just so that when I'm putting them away, I always then can just have a quick count up and check. And then these ones, obviously they don't have a stamp set, but like these ones, I will then store the stamp set in the reverse, so I know that they are with it. So far I think there's 3 die sets that Bee Crafty have done, so those are the 3 I've got. But the ones we're using for the books, I used the largest die out of the tags, and I will give you a measurement of that. Let's do it in centimetres to start. So from top to bottom, it's approximately 14.5 centimetres, and across it's 7.5 centimetres, which in inches is, I'll pick the dirtiest ruler I've got, it's 5.5 inches by, truly is a dirty ruler, 3 inches across. So that's the size of the biggest ones. But the thing I like about these tags is that you get a blank, and then you get the one that has the hole, then you get another blank one that has the hole, so you can layer them up. But also, if you don't want to, if you want to do something like the books, you've got those blank ones as well. Oh, that's why I thought I'd do it, Kaylee, because it is I haven't. Well, I've only just got my tag dies, so that's a whole other story with Royal Mail. But they are something I think that we sort of don't use enough. We just think that they have to be a tag, and there's so much more you can do with them. So I thought I'm going to start by showing how to bind this journal, because then I'm going to use the other one to actually decorate a page in. So this is the one that is the one that lays flat like an actual journal page. And this was, I've seen a couple of people do this, but it was Dina Wakely who I saw actually do it on a live video. And as I said, she got the technique of somebody else, and they had got the technique of somebody else. So I think it's one of those things that has probably been around a very long time, and nobody probably really knows where it's come from. Hi Linda, hi Kim, hi Karen, hi Bee Crafty. I'm not sure who's the Bee Crafty. It could be Bev, it could be Sam, it could be Julie. So I keep finding, I must be molting because I keep finding hairs everywhere. Now I'm going to move that one to the side, and I'm going to move that one to the side. Just seeing what card I'd use. I've used mixed media card to do this. This one is, let me have a look, it's 250 GSM. But the reason I like making my own journals sometimes is because you can then put whatever you want in. So if you want to put watercolor card in and have a watercolor journal, that you could do that. If you want stamping cards, you could do that. If you want to use colored card, if you want to use all different surfaces, you can do that. You know, it's whatever you want it to be. So Emma's got her hand up.
I was going to say, could you use like a mixture of different cards?
Yeah, or exactly that. A bit like with your Dina Wakely journal, where it's all different surfaces. You could create your own different surfaces of tag journal. Right, and you need your tags, or if you haven't got tags, you can do this with bits of just card. And I'm using, this is sticky back canvas. The reason I'm using this is because this is what Dina Wakely used, something similar. But she had white, I couldn't find white, so I've got canvas coloured. Mine ends up looking a bit of a mess, but because I've just put a load of stuff over the top, it doesn't really make a difference to me. But I think if she said not to use washi tape because it wouldn't be strong enough. But I think if you use the washi tape and you put glue down to stick it, I think it would probably be strong enough, because the zigzag one I made, that's washi tape, and I just used some acrylic glue underneath it so that I made sure it stuck properly. But you could probably do it with, if you just had bits of paper and you stuck them with glue, you could probably do it with that as well. So you start off. Now you need to sort of work out how many bits of binding you're going to have. I don't think it overly matters, because I think she used 3. I've been doing 4, so I'm working out, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 roughly. So you start off, and I'm only going to do a few pages, don't worry. You start off, actually I don't need it. I've got to think about this now, because I'm going to get myself confused. No, it is right my side. So I'm going to take my sticky bit off. I'm going to start one up here, so I stick it on about half and half, so half on, half off, and I'm going to stick another one, leave a gap, and stick it down there. If you've seen this before, I apologise, but it was something I'd never seen, and I was like, ooh, I want to do that. I can get the sticky off it. So I stick the other one there. Now I cut my squares, I think they're about 1 inch by 1 inch, I'm not sure. So then I'm going to turn that one over. So now I've got the sticky side up. Take my next one, I'm going to sort of put it next to it so I know where my next ones are going to be. And I'm probably going to get this wrong now, because I'm thinking now as I'm doing it, is this correct? Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So I'm going to put that one there. And that one there. And then what you do is you put them on top of each other. And then the one from the bottom, so the first one, I'm going to line them up. You wrap that one, and I try to do it as tight as I can. I still end up with a gap. You wrap that one around and that one around. So that was from the first tag. So that's joined those two together. Then however you've just wrapped your first ones around, that's the bits you're going to stick again. So that one there. So I'm going quiet when I'm trying to get sticky off. And that one there. And again, turn it over. And this time, so try and keep them lined up obviously. And then this time you're wrapping that one around and that one around. And then you carry on and on until you get a book that actually lies flat. And you do as many as you want to, and then obviously with the last one you just don't worry about putting the other ones on. You just get, I have to get another tag just to finish it off, won't I? There we go, this is a different card. So you would just get your last tag, so this will just be a very small little book, and you just wrap your last one around without doing anything on that one, and then you've got a little tag journal. Now what I then did was I've got to make sure I don't trip over this wire. I'll just get some washi. What I then did was I then stuck tape. I think it was media tape I used, but I did use a glue. But you could then, if you're not happy, like I wasn't happy with having that gap in the middle, so you can just do your tape down the middle of your pages. Cut that off down there. And then with me, I then have all these bits. So if you wanted to cut them a bit smaller so that they don't stick out the edges of your centre, if you know what I mean, then that's fine. But I mean, I just slather it with gesso, that's the word. I also then, I did get a piece of sticky canvas, and you could use, like again, you could use some of washi tape, and just made a spine just to go around the edge. And then what I did, once I'd done my spine, I actually then cut another tag for each side, and just because I didn't want to see, if you didn't want to see like the gubbins, so to speak, then you can just make a cover. And because I'm just going to use it as like a little play journal, so I can like have a little go at using it on the black, and I can have a go. So if you was like not wanting to use, like pay out for a beautiful Dina Wakley journal because you're worried about it, this looks it can't be technical if I'm doing it. Dawn, you mean these little bits? This is sticky back canvas. It's a Ranger product. I can't even remember. I did have to search a bit online for it. They do it in white apparently, but I couldn't find white, so I just got the canvas coloured. Is it all right with Bee Crafty if I show the packet so people know what it is? I'll be getting it while you say yes or no to me. You don't sell it. So I'll find it. Oops, I've just dropped it off of it on the floor. Oh, I just remembered I meant to share the video and I forgot. But I mean, you don't have to use the sticky back canvas. You could use whatever you wanted to to fix your pages. Like I say, if you put a glue on it, I don't see why you couldn't even just use like a washi tape and that, so you can like make a little spine and it will still open like that. So this is what I've used, which is I don't know if that's because it's lags, I can't see whether that's now in there. I'll wait till I see it on there. So it's sticky back canvas, self-adhesive canvas sheets. I have to bring it down a little bit, from Ranger, and you get, ooh, I don't know how many sheets you get in it. I think it's 5. Oh, there are 5 sheets, 8.5 by 11.5. But to be honest, I think I've used, what's that squeaky door?
That's the front door.
Oh, the front door just squeaked open. Ooh. No, it's all right. It's only my husband returning from work, I think. I hope. Otherwise, it's a burglar. What was I saying? I've forgotten. Yeah, but you only use like a really tiny amount to fix it, but you don't have to use that at all. You can use anything else that you've got that would stick it, really. So that's just a really brief one of that, how to do that one. Right, I don't know, I hope I'm going to get time to actually decorate a page in my album. Right, I'm picking up all the bits I can see. So that's that one. If you want to look up Dina Wakely, she does have a whole live where she makes the book. And she does say on there who she got it from originally. Now, this is the album that Gail showed to me that I just thought, oh, that is so lovely. This one, I wouldn't use it so much as a journal. What I was thinking was, because I was going to show you in a minute just how briefly sort of how I did the spine. I'm sure that there's proper tutorials out there. I sort of looked at it and guessed. But because you can leave gaps in between your pages, you can really sort of then, I'm going to use it to add the smaller size tag inside and decorate it. But you can like layer it up and you can add your different embellishments and things because you've got that space in between the pages. Unlike in sort of this one, where really I would probably keep this pretty flat because it's going to get quite chunky very, very quickly. This, I think, would be ideal for if you really want to go to town with your... I'm just checking if that's gone down, sorry. Oh, it has. Yeah, if you want to add your embellishments and your layers and things like that. So again, I've used the biggest tag. I cut... For the covers, I actually stuck 2 tags together because that's another good thing that I think I tend to forget with my die cuts as well. If you cut multiples and stick them together, you can make really nice chunky embellishments, and you could do that like with, for example, with the butterfly dies, because you know, they're such a lovely shape. Well, with all of them actually, can't you? Because you just have to stamp the top one, but you can make them really chunky. And so I've done that with the front cover and the back cover. So there's just 2 that I've stuck together. This is just a normal stamping card. And then I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straightforward tags for the inside pages. Then what I did was I measured, I'm keep turning that around. I measured how long this part here was, and it was 7.2 centimetres. And let me find my bit. Right, so to create the spine for inside, I cut a whole long piece of card because I didn't know how long it was going to be. So it's 7.2 centimetres that way, and then I just cut it really, really long. And I decided that for the bits that were going to hold my pages in, I wanted it to be 1 centimetre. And in between each of my pages, I wanted it to be 0.5 centimetre because I wanted to work in really simple increments because I couldn't be doing anything too complicated. So I basically scored 1 centimetre, 0.5 centimetre, a centimetre, a centimetre, a half centimetre, 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 half centimetre, all the way along until I had got my two centimetres for my covers, and then my little bits where I'd done 2 centimetres, so I could stick them and that like this. So I then had my 5 pages, my 5 sort of bits to hold my pages in. Then on the back I've just stuck a piece of red liner tape, so I will just show. And I then went through and I what's it called? What's it called? Bone folded it. Not scored it. Burnished. Burnished, that's the word. I burnished it. So then, each of these, I take these bits off. And to start with, you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is really looking odd. But it comes together. And again, I mean, you could do this as, you know, as wide as you liked. That's a good idea, Gail. Yeah, like as a reference book for techniques, because you've got that space as well, haven't you, between each of the spine bits. You can really sort of go to town and do all sorts in them. I thought as well it'd be nice as a little album. You could add photographs and things into it to give away to somebody. It'd be really, really nice. Or a lot of people do is it junk journals, isn't it, and things these days. So I thought that's another thing you could use it for. So you keep going until you've then got your bits. Now I'm going to use it so you can then, with your bone folder or whatever, fix that down. And then your tags, I used my tag. Now I'm just throwing everything else on the floor. I haven't got the big one. I think I've just show you. So you would then stick that on one side of your spine. Imagine that's the bigger one. And then you just do that along each one. And then add your covers. Then all I did was I sort of measured a bit of card that would fit across, just did it slightly bigger, and then again a centimetre each side, and then just attach some double-sided tape on the inside of here, so that I could make a cover for the spine. And there's your little tag album. So I hope that makes some kind of sense. It's a bit of a whiz through how to do it. But I wanted to sort of show a couple of different ways, really, that you could use your tags rather than just literally as a tag. But then because with the die set, you've got your different sizes, you don't have to work directly in your album, which I probably wouldn't do because I would be too scared of it's quite hard. Whereas the other one folds flat and you can work in it. This is a lot more tricky. But what you could do is then get your next size of tag down, or even actually you could cut another tag the same size. I thought it would look quite nice with that white border. And then I thought I'll just decorate one of the tags. So that's what we're going to do. Well, me. Emma's doing something. I'm not quite sure what she's doing.
I'm just
Pick up some of the stuff that I've thrown around the floor. So I'm going to get my blending mat. I thought we'd do a bit of blending. Hopefully that won't be too glary off the lights.
Do you have another blending mat?
There you go. So this is the smaller of the Bee Crafty blending mats. Oh, that looks like camera. and I thought I'd do some straightforward distress inks, but I wanted to do, because the album sort of made me think a bit like shabby chic, so not that I really know, don't generally do shabby chic, but I thought we'd go for some blues. And I've got this weathered wood, which is a bit, I haven't used it yet, and I got it because I bought the embossing glaze in the weathered wood, and I really liked it, and it wasn't a colour I'd ever used or thought about having before, so I bought a little mini in it, but I haven't actually used it, and it looks quite grey on the label, but I don't know if that's how it will be in real life, so to speak. So I've got my blending foams, and I do my blending the same way that Bev does, in that I take my blending foam to my...
You're doing your darkest colour first?
No, I'm doing my lightest colour first. To my ink pad, put it into... Oh, it is very grey. Oh, it's more grey than blue, isn't it? So I'm not worrying about getting a good blend, luckily, because I'm going to put some water onto it. Yeska, yeah, I thought that. You could put a tag on either side of your spine, so you can get more tags, or you could sort of stick them together, or like make it more of a little pouch pocket. Then you could put some more tags in that as well. Use it for gift cards. I don't think you get your vouchers anymore, do you? Oh, I'm quite surprised at how grey that one is. But then I'm going to go, I don't think I'll go for that one. I think I'll go for Broken China, because that's going to be more of a blue, because I know that's more of a proper blue. Let's put more of a blue in that, so that will hopefully put that more into a blue rather than a grey. I suppose it's a greyish blue, isn't it? And then I have got Faded Jeans, which is a lot of a bit of a darker one, but I might try not to put so much of this one on. I quite like that with that grey blue in it, actually. Let's get a bit of kitchen roll. Let's just give that a quick clean. I should have actually, what I could...
Mum.
Am I, Emma? Oh.
I don't have a teeny cloth.
I'm just going to get one of the smaller tags, actually, and just see if I can get a bit of that colour on there. It's not actually watercolour card, but let's see. I haven't really got a lot of colour on there, but probably put a bit too much water on. Okay. So then I'm going to, because it's water reactive distress ink, splat it to get that distressed look. So it's not going to oxidise like the distress oxides would, but what it does give you is a really nice sort of distressed look, and even without blotting it, you can already see where the water droplets are. But if you actually then lift some of the ink, you get this really nice sort of water splat, what's the word? Water spots, water spots, isn't it? Sort of look.
Do you want to get them on, please, Mum? Thank you.
Let's give that a wipe. So there we go. That's that. I might give it a quick blast because I'm thinking that I might use some of the embossing glaze on there, because I haven't used that in a while. Now I'm just going to move move my blending mat because that is not heat resistant. So I'm going to heat this. Now this is where your different sorts of cardstock come in, because this isn't a watercolour card, this is actually an ink blending type card, stamping card, and where I've added water to it, it has made it go a bit funny on the top, but it's not too bad. But if you was, you know, consider like that, if you use a watercolour card, then obviously that would be made to actually take that water better. Let's put that back down. I don't know why I'm putting that back down there, because I'm going to have to take it back off again. I've just realised if I'm going to do embossing, aren't I? So I've got my piece of paper, catch my embossing glaze, and I'm thinking, because I want a vintagey look, I'm going to go with my favourite of favourite stamps, which is the script background. Just can't help it, just love it. So I'm going to use a clear embossing pad, and I'm just going to take it in my hand and just take a bit and then just take it to the edge. This is my favourite way of using the script stamp, is in my hand and just taking sections of it. And at the moment, obviously, you won't see very much, but once we... So when we use the embossing glaze, because they're translucent and not opaque, you still will see some of that colour underneath, which is really nice. And where is it? There we go. So I should have actually, I've just realised, used my anti-static bag, especially since I've just added water on there. Hopefully it will have dried it enough. So let's put some... Oh, yeah, yes, okay. And oops, whoops. Can't waste it. Get a bit of it back. Blow it away. Oh, I did the thing that Sam has said before, you know, about if you spill your embossing powder on your carpet, not to hoover. And I did actually remember the other day when I spilt some, not to hoover, which was a good job, because that could have been a disaster. So yeah, if you ever spill your embossing powder on your carpet, don't hoover it, because it will heat up in the hoover and then it could damage your hoover. Give this a... Ooh.
Yeah, background, Mum.
Very nice, Emma. Right, so there you go. You get a sort of quite a subtle look with the embossing glaze. So if you find sometimes that maybe embossing powder is a bit too sort of in your face almost, if you use the embossing glazes, you get the sort of a much more subtle look, but you still get that nice glossiness. So let's have... I'm going to have to just brush that away a bit. Got rid of some of it. And I'm thinking a little bit of stenciling. So I don't know what to go for. I picked out 3. That it's only a little bit circles, it's more ovals. Hi Jackie. Oh, don't worry. So ovals rather than circles, so you know, it's a bit different to my normal. I have the filigree because I thought that might be quite a nice sort of vintagey sort of look, and then I've got out, I think this is Mandala 1. And again, because I thought that might look quite nice just on the edge. I'm thinking maybe with a bit of white gesso, because gesso's a bit translucent. So what do people think? You think, oh, number 1, oval lace. Number 2, oh no, I think that's called damask. That one, damask. Or number 3, mandala. We'll just call it mandala because there's only one here. So oval lace number 1, damask number 2, or mandala number 3. Which one should I use? I'll be getting my what's it called? Gesso ready. Mandala from Joe. So should we go mandala?
I was going to say mandala.
Oh, number 1 from Sue. 3. That's the mandala. So I've got 2 for the mandala.
I think mandala.
Emma thinks mandala. Should we go mandala? Let's go mandala. Oh no, number 2 now. Gabrielle says 2. But I've still got 2 for number 3. Mandala, that's 3 for number 3. 3. Yep, right, we'll go mandala then. I do love these mandalas. I was so pleased when they when Bee Crafty brought these out. I'm thinking, because I'm going to have it in the book that way, I'm thinking, oh, should go straight, well, I don't want to go straight in the middle because I think it will cover too much up, but I'm thinking let's go this end. So the thing with these mandalas is as well, you do get the outside part, so if you have them on a bigger page but you don't want, you know, your ink or your paint to go around the outside, you can put it in so you only get the pattern, which I really like. So let's go here, and I'm going to use the oh I did that up tight, didn't I? The Dina Wakley white gesso. Gesso tends to allow colours to come through a little bit, so I'm hoping it's going to do that, but I don't want to do it too thick because obviously I don't want to cover up all that background, but I did just want a little bit of something in there. And I tend to use a stencil brush when I'm doing stenciling with paint or gesso, because I just find I get a better effect because I can go straight from the top. You know, if you go straight from the top, you're less likely to get that sort of leakage underneath. And I sort of take a little bit. I usually take it out the lid because I find that if you go straight to the pot, you get far too much on your brush or your foam. So I take it out the lid. I usually tap quite a bit off because, you know, if you want to add some more, you can. But you know, once you've put it down, it's there, isn't it? So I'll give it quite a patchy look today. I don't think I want it too. I'm just going to go just to the edge because I don't want it. I want it to have like quite that shape, I think. So, and there we go. So we got a little bit of mandala going on there. Oops. When you think this is the thing I'm really bad at with my mediums and my gessos and things, is really you should, when you've used them, I put it all over my thumb, clean round the top of your pot. Emma, have you got the kitchen roller? Thank you. So clean around the top of your pot, and that way you don't end up like I always end up, which is then you get stuck lids. So if you give them a little wipe, and then you're less likely to get a stuck lid like I would. I do love my mandalas because yes, they are round. They're a circle. I'm sure, can you get mandalas that aren't circles? Oh, probably not.
They're like flowery ones, can't you?
Yeah, but they're still flowers. Flowers count as circles. Now I'm not going to be able to clean that straight. Although what I could do with my paintiness now is actually just quickly spritz it, but I'm just going to have to put it to the side. But because it's an acrylic, even if you left it to dry on your stencils, then you can sort of, because it will dry and then you can scrape it off. And sometimes it's actually easier to scrape it off once it's dried. But I wouldn't recommend that. Look after your stencils. Okay, so I'm going to give it a quick blast, I think, just to... Oh, I can't give it a quick blast, can I? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that to the side. What's the time? It's only 1:45. That's okay. I'm going to put that down there. I'm going to get another... I'm going to get that tag that I attempted to colour earlier. I'm going to sit that one to the side so that that can dry, because I just realised I can't heat it. Well, I could if I was careful, but I don't want to risk sort of re-melting the embossing glaze, because you can overheat embossing powder and it sort of goes dull when you sort of heat it too much. So I'm going to take another tag, because what I want to do is I want to make like a little piece of ephemera almost to go on here with some different things. So I've got one of the smaller tags. I'm going to, what I did in advance was I did cut out some of the different butterflies. I've also die cut the other labels that's on the tag set. Oh, we've even got an even smaller one there. So I've got some different bits and pieces, and then I've got some thread, and I've got some gauze that I can make a really like a little sort of topper really to go on top of my tag. So, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought, if ever you're sort of like lacking in your crafty mojo and you're not sure what you want to do, but you want to do something but you're not sure, then starting out on just a little tag like this and just layering up, doing a little bit of stamping, it's not too daunting, because it is, you know, just a little piece of card. But then if you've made lots of these and you've just die cut a load of shapes or images, or fussy cut some images and just build them up, and then you've got little toppers ready for when you want to actually make a project. And I thought that's actually something I might do, because it's a bit like with Bev's prep boards, where where you can sit and you can colour and cut out and have things ready. It's the same sort of thing. So what I thought was, I might actually, I think I'll start with, I'm going to put a bit of colour onto this tag here. So I'm going to go with, I'm not going to use the weathered wood. It didn't, I have to say, I love it in the embossing glaze. It wasn't, I think it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be in the ink. So I'm going to use the broken china and the faded jeans. You see me, my mind is working. I'm trying to figure out what I'm actually looking at, trying to pick up here. Trying to get that, because that's got some gesso on it, that. So I don't want it there. So let's do some inking on this one. So let's just use the broken china and the faded jeans just a little bit. And I think this time I'm going to use no, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use a different stamp. I'm going to use this. This is another one of my really favourite background stamps. And it's the mini Distress Diamonds. And it's got within the diamonds, it's got a tiny little bit of crackle, so it gives it like a vintagey look. And I think I'm just going to use that, but this time I'm going to use the faded jeans. So we've got a different texture going on. So a bit like that. There we go. And I might just give it another look, just darken up. So if you just take your blending tool and just catch the edge of the tag, you get that nice sort of framing look. So you just sort of ties it all together. So we'll have that there. So that's that bit. I'm thinking whether I want another tag to go in the middle, or do we want to go for this and this? Oh, and maybe that one as well with the word, perhaps. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that. So let's start by colouring the butterflies. So we can use our distress inks not only for blending but also for colouring. Didn't want to stay there, did it? So I'm going to put a little bit of broken china, a little bit of faded jeans, and I might even put a little bit of weathered wood there as well, just to tie that colour in as well. And I'm going to use my water brush. So let's and this is what is so good about distress inks. So if you haven't got any colouring mediums and you're thinking, oh, there's so many, if you have just some distress inks, you've got your background colouring, you've got your colouring medium for colouring in things as well. It's water reactive, so you can get some different effects. You know, it's really a versatile sort of medium to have. So you don't need like lots and lots of different products, although I am not the person to say that. Am I, Emma?
Yeah, but you have lots of products, but you don't have everything of every product.
No, that's true. And let's have a little bit of that weathered wood in there. I'm liking it better when it's laid down as like a colouring rather than it's blending it, I think. So let's do some down that bit, some down that bit, put a bit in the middle, and there we go, we've got our butterfly. Let's clean that up before I put my fingers in. So it's actually, what I'm thinking is, as a contrast, I could have that with the weathered wood on as well, couldn't I? So I'm thinking I could, where I just said I don't really like it as the blending, I think for on here, oh, it's got a mixture of blue and weathered wood. A nice bit of quick coverage. There we go. So there we go for that. So it's building just our little sort of tag. I'm still wanting, I think I need some darkness actually around the edge of the big tag now. So and this is how I would craft normally. You sort of, as you go, you sort of think maybe that's done, and then you realise that, oh, a big chunk of my phone just came out, that you need to do something else. And that's, you know, how the process, isn't it? I'll stuck that in there. That's not the best place to stick that. So add a little bit more darkness around this one. I'm just trying to think. The circle and lines extra from the doodle bird set would be printed as mini backgrounds. Ooh, yes, because you can never have too many backgrounds ever. It goes that way around, doesn't it? So that and that. I'm thinking now I'm just going to put a little bit of colour on here. Oops. And I'm thinking if that goes under there, I could have it that end, my butterfly there, but I need a word or something on there. So I'm going to get my, oh, I'm not going to get that because that's not there. Oh, it's down here. My small words, I'm thinking. Always good for a word, because I think we just probably need, and this is where your clear stamps really do come into their own, because I can just have a look and see what will fit. So hope would fit. Oh, journey, yes, journey. It didn't take long to decide, did it? So journey, and I need a block. Let's have this. So I put it face down, and I'm going to like that. Now I want it to be a little bit more crisp. So I'm actually going to use an archival ink, but there are archival inks in the distress colours. So faded jeans will then match the faded jeans from the distress, but it's an archival, so it'll give you a crisper image, but also obviously it's permanent if you need it to be permanent. So I really love the fact that they've got them in the distress colours but as an archival. So let's pop that here. And sometimes if you just hold it on a bit longer than you think, it just gives the ink a little bit of a chance to soak into your card. Because I do it lots of times where I just go and then I think, oh, that's not stamped very well, and it's because I've just been too quick really with it. So I'm going to put that there. Yes, Emma.
Do you have a block that's going to fit this? Thank you.
I don't know if that fits.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting my elements now to stack up, but I still feel that it needs something under it. So I have got some. I was going to think in white thread, but I'm thinking because I've only got the black in the butterfly, it needs something else black on the tag. So I think if I use some thread to give a bit of texture underneath. And then no, you can never have too many circles. Now this is cambric. Cambric? Now I've said that doesn't sound right, but I think that's what it is. It's sort of like a gauze, but I think it's just has a little bit more firmness to it, if that's the right word. A little bit more better structure. Than sometimes gauze can be a bit too it falls apart too easily. I'm just wondering whether that on. So now I'm just wanting to build up my layers. So that maybe would go there. That could go there. That needs to go there a bit more.
Sorry if I'm shaking the table.
I'm thinking like that. So I think that one up a little bit. So I have got some, she says, foam tape, hopefully. What's that? That's normal tape. or if not, I have got glue gel. That will do. So I'm going to put that so that it's slightly raised. It's that way up, isn't it? That way. And then let's do this one slightly raised as well. And this is the thing with having the album. You can just raise everything up that little bit. And then I'm going to raise that slightly. I'm going to put that up that end. I'm going to...
I can't stamp the middle of a stamp.
A little bit of, sometimes just a little bit of, oh, a sneak in. Did you sneak in then?
Yeah, I was taking it. I couldn't get the image to stamp in the middle with the grey, so I did it with the black. I did it.
And then, what I like to do is if you just give your butterfly a little bit of, and then couldn't have any more blooming glue gel on it.
Oh wait, no, I'm going to do that again.
So much glue gel. Oh, you can't really see my cambric. I hope my head wasn't going the way there. And there we go. So, and there, so there we go. And that could then, oh, my head was in, oh, I was in a grey. And then that could go inside my album, because I've got that little bit of space. I might need to squish it down slightly because I have done quite a lot of layering there, haven't I? And we've got our first little page in my tag album. And then if you wanted to, actually, you could put a little bit of ribbon or something in there, just as a little bit of or a bow or a gem. And there we go. So I'm going to put that on the top. So I hope that was useful. I hope it wasn't too quick going through the ways of making the journals. The live will stay on the Bee Crafty page, so if you want to go back and look again, I'm sure there are probably much more comprehensive what's the word, tutorials out there for making albums. Probably ask Gail. Gail can make them. So, and also if you want to see that binding technique for the journal, that, like I say, that was Dina Waite, but she did say there was somebody else, and she did give on her video, she did say who to look up, but I can't remember who it was that she said that you had to look, you could look up to find a proper tutorial of it. So thank you very much. And I've not gone too far over 9 o'clock for a change, so that's good. So have a lovely rest of your evening. Oh, could I just quickly show you what Emma's made, or she's crafted along. It's not quite finished, but she has been doing some journaling in the little zigzag tag journal with the light bulb and created a background. And so there's, oh, it's going to be blurry. So that's Emma's journal page that she's done as well. So have a lovely evening and see you all next week. Oh no, there'll be should be Sam's chattiness tomorrow, and then try out Tuesday. Should know that one. Right, bye bye.